Welcome back to the Home Studio Simplified channel. Today we have another 5S video in the 5S video series. These are simple, shareable solutions to help save you time and get you better sounding music in 5 minutes or less. Today's collaboration is with Ed Thorne from the Ed Thorne YouTube channel.
Hi guys, my name's Ed from 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏, here to try and help you guys make the most out of your home studios. And a big thank you to Rob for having me on his show today, Home Studio Simplified. I'm going to show you not one, but two tricks today for mixing vocals. I'm going to demonstrate this in Logic, but these processes are applicable to Cakewalk as well. Let's dive into Logic and see what we can do. So this is a session for my new song, Angel, which I'm actually going to be mixing live on my channel on Wednesdays at 7 p.m. UK time, which I believe is 2 p.m. EST time. So, you'll notice on my vocal channel, I have a few effects. I've got the Universal Audio Auto-Tune for your listening comfort. Singing is not my main gig. And then I've got the Pro Q3 EQ, which is a wonderful EQ. Most of that is set to dynamic EQ, a de-esser, and the Universal Audio Marg EQ as well, which really does have a wonderful sound to it. And you'll notice I've got 3 parallel bus sends going on here, and 2 of these have my reverb on, and 1 of them is a parallel compressed signal. The first bus I've got here is a short reverb. This is to add some density and thickness to the sound of the vocal. The first tip of the day is to EQ your effects. I think this is really important because although my voice might not be projecting 50 hertz, if the microphone has picked up a plane flying over or a truck rumbling down the street next to me and 50 hertz is resonating, I don't want the reverb to amplify that and to resonate that in the mix as well. That's going to create a muddy mix. So a high-pass filter to at least 100, I think, is sensible on vocals. You'll also notice that I've got this dip here, which is a frequency that was a bit prominent, I felt, in my voice, and I didn't want the reverb to amplify that and boost that further, so that's been taken out a little bit. Let's have a listen to this without the reverb and then with the short reverb.
I saw an angel by my side with tears from heaven as she cried. I saw reflection.
So it's almost inaudible, but you can hear it just fills out the sound slightly. Let's mute that and we'll listen to the second reverb, which is a longer reverb. And I've got an EQ again on the channel, very similar to the first one, a little bit higher up though, as you can see, and a bit lower down there. Then I've got the Valhalla Vintage reverb, which is fantastic for vocals. Now, normally with reverbs, I would have a pre-delay of some kind, and with a long reverb, I would have a long pre-delay. This is so the reverb comes in a little bit later than the vocals, just to give the vocals some space so you can hear the diction and the pronunciation, so it's not a big washy mush. But I'm not going to do that on this one because of the next process, which is a compressor. Now, this compressor is sidechain to the lead vocal, which means when the lead vocal is delivered and performed, the compressor is going to come into action. And what the compressor is going to do is squash the long reverb down and then allow it to come up in between the vocal phrases. So again, not to get in the way of the vocals. So I've got a ratio of 8:1, roughly. That seems to work for me. Very quick attack to immediately squash the reverb. And a release that's a little tricky to dial in, but I think I'm about there with it. So at the end of a phrase, the long reverb tail is going to come up in the mix. And I'll play with the threshold and I'll exaggerate that so you get the idea.
I saw an angel by my side with tears from heaven as she cried. I saw reflection.
So you can really hear how the compressor is squashing the reverb out of the way while the vocal is delivering, and it's allowing it to come up in between the vocal phrases. Now, for me, the contrast between the two is a little bit too much. So I'm going to take this back here to about there, and I'm actually going to lower this in on the send return as well. Let's have another listen.
I saw an angel by my side with tears from heaven as she cried. I saw reflection.
Now, again, the important thing is to check how this sits in a mix, because on its own, this may be too much for you, or it may not be enough to your taste, but let's hear it in the context of a mix.
I saw an angel by my side with tears from heaven as she cried. I saw reflection in those eyes, like a ghost in the night while we were dancing.
I hope this video has been helpful. This tip is really good with delays as well, because delays can really get in the way with sibilance and diction with your lead vocals. So it squashes that signal down and then allows the delay to come up and breathe in between the phrases. Thank you for watching. Be kind to one another, and I'll see you all on the next one.